big fireball. More fire. More fire.
Yes, guys, what's happening? Fucking, I don't know what the words are, but fucking what an epic win that was. We beat the fucking PSG. This is episode 18, a stroll in the park. Mate, I am Sam Spanner and you are?
Cousin Adam.
Adam Shagan.
Uncle Fred.
Oh, mate, I've still got a hard on, mate. I don't know about you, but fucking hell. I need to have a bit of medical assistance right now.
Yeah. I was so glad that we actually won that. Do you know what I mean? It was just like when Rashford scored the winner, I was like, in your face to all the plastics, Dis and Ollie, fuck you, basically. That's what I think.
Exactly. Mate, I was just rolling around on the floor celebrating like a pig in shit, mate. I was that fucking happy. It was insanity. I just could not believe it. I mean, mate, we scored 3 goals. Even Tony Marshall's goal was a fucking beaut.
Yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't even score with goals with his... Yeah, he doesn't score goals with his head up the other end, so what the hell was he doing trying to head the ball in his own?
He couldn't help himself, mate. Mate, I'm really not that bothered. I mean, it was a beautiful goal, so respect to him. So, to try and keep the show as positive as possible, let's start off with the ugly. So we've got the good, the bad, and the ugly. So we'll flip it round. We'll start with the ugly. And obviously there is some dark shit going on, mate. Woodworm, being a prick, being a cunt. He's the one who needs to be sacked. So just give us the lowdown.
Yes. The lowdown. Hang on. Shit, I should have had this. Hang on. I had this moment ago. Where was it? Yeah, so this was, I'm guessing, in the last day or so. Manchester United have announced revenues of 509 million for last season. A drop of about 118 million from the previous 12 months. The net debt has increased from 203.6 mil to 474.1 mil, a rise of 132.9%. And that is solely because of the greedy bastard Glazers. They've taken their dividends out.
And
fuck the club, basically, again.
Mate, I'm just going to say something right now. 'Cause your words have literally just been the cure for my boner. It's just gone straight down. I mean, we're talking about dark shit. This is terrible. It's worrying. And, mate, things can go from bad to worse. And who's the one who's in charge of the fucking money? Bloody Woodworm. Now, if you're a disease, get the bastard out and get some more competent people in.
Yes.
And again, in the transfer window, we talked about a couple of these signings. Are they necessary? Are they just going to inflate our wage budget? And even if we sell players, we can't get rid of them because no one's going to want to pay money for them. Even Sir Jones, who's been excluded from the Champions League squad, no one's going to want to buy him. And apparently they slapped a £20 million price tag on his forehead. So
it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's dark. I think so.
With the players that we want to get rid of, we've just got to give them away.
Yeah.
Cut our losses.
Just
give them away.
Release them. Romero wanted to go. Fucking just say, all right, mate, we'll agree a mutual termination, and then you can...
Yeah, but they won't do that, though, because Woodworm's too much of a tight ass, because if you come to a mutual termination, you have to agree a fee, and he won't want to part with any money, because it's not going into the Glazers' back pocket. Simple.
Yeah, you're right there, mate. But
that's the long and short of it.
Another ugly that I've got penciled down now is, mate, I'm so happy that Fred and McSauce have become the core of the centre midfield and their workhorses. And again, they've done fucking epic. But when are we going to be able to rest some of these players? Because we've got a very hectic schedule coming up. So also we've got Tuan Zebi, who played a worldie, mate. Is he going to be able to stay fit, or is he just going to be a bye? Who's out? It's been confirmed by BBC's Simon Stone that he's going to be out for a month. So the caretaker, mate, he needs taken care of, unfortunately. So
he broke his broom. He needs a new broom. You need to do what Trigger says. Look after your broom.
How many handles did he get through and how many broom heads? Fucking legend.
17 and 25, I think, something like that. Another bit to add into the ugly, you can take this how you want it, but I'll put down that yesterday's performance is going to give Ollie a massive headache over captaincy. Because...
Oh, yeah, totally.
And the problem is it may well split the dressing room. I don't know. Because if I'm honest, I don't think that Maguire has got the players to play and the team to play as a total unit, like what we saw last night with Fernandes. He got them to play as a unit, and everybody was working together. Now, I don't know if that was just the way that they were set up, or if it was Fernandes's influence and vision.
Bruno's a psycho. Yeah, it's his influence, his vision, and he's a bloody nutter. He's a complete psychopath because no one wants to lose when Bruno's playing because he just goes apeshit. He smashes stuff up. There are videos of him when he was last season at Sporting Lisbon, mate. He was just smashing up lockers, everything. So after the Spurs first half, they probably need to give him a sedative or something just to like get him out of the way a little bit. But you need that kind of player. If you've got a Roy Keane in your squad, you will shit your pants if you ain't playing good. So I think that,
and if you play shit, you will end up with a horse's head on your bed. You know what I mean?
Totally. So I think Bruno would be a brilliant call for captain. But now you've got kind of Maguire, who's a bit of a gentle giant, really.
Now the thing is, like, do you think that Ollie dropped a bollock when all this shit happened with Maguire in Greece? Do you think he should have gone, right, okay, fine, fair enough, I'm taking that away from you because you, regardless of whether or not what was said in the press actually happened, I don't, it is what it is. But do you think he should have gone, right, I'm taking that armband off you now and I'm giving it to Fernandes and you can be vice captain?
I don't know, mate, because at the end of the day, as I say, in judicial terms, innocent or proven guilty. And even Ollie last year, he was questioned by the English press, a stupid random question. It's like saying, so apparently one of your players at Mulder a season and a half ago is in some ongoing court case about some kind of sexual assault or something. How come you kept on picking him? And Ollie said, look, he had faith in the Norwegian judicial system and basically innocent till proven guilty. So, and you know what happened to Ched Evans at Sheffield United years ago?
Yes.
His career was completely fucked because he got completely, done over by this person, and he was sent to prison, and then later on, he was cleared of, that. And that's the one. So obviously, when he reincorporated into the game, obviously, he'd sort of lost his mojo. So anyway, we're sort of deviating a little bit. Now we're going to go into the bad terrain. Now, mate, how funny is that? McSauce apparently was half blind in the first half of the match.
Yeah,
He lost the contact lens. Who would have thought? So,
yeah.
in
You
his
wouldn't.
defence,
Do
we
you
could
reckon that's
say
why he
that
got yellow
basically
carded?
he misjudged his. Yeah, that's the one misjudged his challenge. So basically, he got a yellow
Yeah.
card. But mate, I ain't bothered. I wanted him to snap bloody Di Maria's legs. So,
Nearly happened.
oh mate, brilliant. And then another bad that I got penciled in, mate, is
Yeah.
obviously bad can have like a bit of a positive connotation. So the zebra
Yeah.
kit, when it first came out, I thought, what the fuck? Even Beckham
Yeah.
posing in it, I thought, all right, Beckham
Yeah.
it can literally pull off anything. But
Yeah.
then, mate, this zebra kit has gone down in history because when has a zebra ever been a predator? Mate, the zebra that's normally a herbivore
Yeah.
literally fucking consumed
Exactly.
Paris.
Exactly.
So I
It's all
was
good.
loving the zebra kit. I was loving a
Yeah.
bit of Twanzebe, a bit of Aaron
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka, and
Yeah.
all of these players. They look brilliant. And
Yeah.
even Bruno, mate, he looked good with his neon green armband on the zebra kit. Absolutely
Yes,
quality.
mate. Definitely.
So I think it was pulled off. And
Yeah.
obviously the good
Agreed.
is not good. It's just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Let's start at the back, mate. Big Dave,
Hang on a moment.
mate.
Um,
That was like watching Big Dave from.
what's that? You there?
You talking to me or someone in the background, mate? Yeah, yeah. Can you hear
To
me?
you? Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. With
Yeah.
with my with the bag
Big Dave at the
from
back.
my yeah. With my bad, I'm gonna say that
Oh yeah,
basically
shit! I
I
completely
don't.
blanked you there, mate. Apologies.
I
Fucking
think
hell.
Van der Beek didn't get long enough to play, which again is frustrating the balls off me. But I don't
Yeah.
quite get it. But it is what it is. And my other bad
Yeah.
is Pogba. I said yes, he had a very good game when he come on. But can he keep the
Yeah.
form up? And my initial reaction to that is no. But hopefully the lad can prove me wrong because he boils hot and cold quicker than. Do you know what I mean? So he could have like one or two world class games,
Yeah.
and then he turns into like a conference player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Fucking hell, mate. Bloody. I was thinking, right. There could be some underlying fitness problem with him, or basically he just got bored of his hairstyle and he had to just sort of bleach his hair just to find a bit of entertainment in life again. And I
Yeah,
don't know, mate. Really don't know, but he's just frustrating as. And
yeah,
I'm not bothered at all if he's not playing. I'd be happier to see. This is how mental it's going to be, right? I would have been
yeah,
happier for Pogba. Right, you're going to
yeah,
slap me on the arse right now. Last season,
yeah,
before he got injured in the autumn,
yeah,
to have been just loaned out. I'm going to say, you're going to be all like, what the fuck? Loaned out, option to buy, back to
yeah,
Juventus or somewhere like that, or even to Paris.
yeah,
And then just said, all right, let's start from scratch and go with someone like Angel Gomez and
yeah,
try and fill his boots a bit until we got Bruno Fernandes coming. Because I just dislike the inconsistency and the lack of
yeah,
the lack of the willingness to play for the bloody badge, mate, and for the
yeah,
players around you. It just does my fucking nutting, and he's a liability. When he gets the
yeah,
ball, you're gonna be like, he's gonna try and do something fancy
yeah,
and fuck up.
yeah. Because he did fuck up a
And he
couple of
gave
times last
away.
night. You know, he did try and do a couple of things
He
that
did.
were not above his pay grade, but just he's not in the form to be able to do that sort of stuff. Now, do you think he would be, at the end of the day, it's going to be the question again asked of, would you keep someone on the bench that you're paying 300k a week and who's worth 80, 90, 100 million pound? but do you think he is what I would class as the perfect impact sub? So you bring him on after like 65 minutes, and he can then pull the strings.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, with the bloody Rona boner going around, you need to have some kind of squad depth quality.
Yeah.
So if imagine Bruno's out,
Yeah.
we know that Pogba's already had it, so Pogba can deputise for 2 weeks or whatever it takes for Bruno to recover.
Yeah.
Just to choose Bruno, for example, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's always that fucked up thing in the back of our minds. We don't know how long the Rona bone is going to last for, and if people have got immunity or if they're going to keep bloody catching the bug
Yeah.
in a seasonal sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. But all right, I'd like what you suggested about him being as an impact sub. I prefer that as opposed to him to starting.
Yes.
And I prefer him further up the pitch where he's less of a liability. Because, mate, yesterday, McSauce and Fred, they were just tenacious. There's something about them. Every time they come to Paris, mate, they just click. You know, there's something about them.
Yeah.
And they work together as a team. And there's the balance. So, yes, mate.
Okay, fair enough.
Have you got any more bads before we go on to the goods?
No.
Okay, Big Dave, right at the back, between the sticks. What do you think, mate?
It was he did some very good strong saves. I'm not going to lie. He played like he just erased the last 3 seasons off of his repertoire.
Agreed.
Now, is that because I personally think it's because he's got Dean Henderson breathing down his neck and he's kind of finally shit himself and gone, right, I need to pull my finger out my arse.
Totally. Yeah.
So that's what I think that is. Now, again, it was quite good because last night I watched the game and it's the first game that I've watched without any crowd noise in the background. And I could actually hear.
Yeah, me too. That was weird.
De Gea screaming at his defence. And and whether or not he does
in
that
the wall, mate, getting them organised.
Yeah. Now, whether or not he does that in every other game and you just can't hear him, or the fact that he's realised that he needs to be more vocal. Talking of vocal,
yeah. Like that, like the last.
Bang!
Oh, you legend, mate.
Yes.
Did you follow through?
The anal genes strike again.
Mate, fucking brilliant.
Now,
no, I'm completely backing you up there. Being vocal, shouting, getting the wall organised. That was just something completely different.
Yep, definitely.
So brilliant. Then we got Telles. Telles made his debut, left wing back.
Mate,
what did you think about him?
What a debut, honestly. His crossing of set pieces, fuck my life. He could land that ball. You know what I mean? He was just like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, it's the first time that I think we've attacked the ball so much from set pieces and have actually hit a United player.
I know what you mean.
It was amazing. And the crosses that he was doing he was doing like long range crosses from deep to try and whip the ball in.
Yeah.
Now Luke Shaw doesn't do that. He tries to take it up the final third.
Doesn't at all, because all he does is pass. Yeah.
And pass it back. It was amazing, really. You know, again, yes, it's only one game, but if that's added something to the United game, then bring it on.
Yeah. No, I think you're right there, mate. It's something we've been lacking, which is absolutely brilliant for the strikers, because you're going to have to re-educate yourself in the during training and say, like, we've got to make some proper progressive runs and try and look to be on the end of these crosses, which is exciting because we haven't seen that kind of stuff for bloody donkey's years. You know,
mate.
Beckham, mate, he was always whipping in these beautiful balls.
Yeah.
So I did think, all right, a bit of these crosses were Beckham-esque. And I
Yes.
think that also he was very sort of what's the word? He was showing a lot of flair, doing stepovers
Yes.
and stuff. And we
Yes.
don't have daring players
No.
down the wings that are willing to sort of do these kind of stepovers and dazzle their
Yeah.
opponents. And Greenwood, mate, he does an amazing job at doing his stepovers and
Yes.
whatnot, but he's not a natural winger.
No.
So it's exciting times. And then we've
Definitely.
got left centre back, Luke
Yep.
Shaw. Looked
Luke
pretty
Shaw.
good, mate. Don't know what you think.
I tell you what, I would retrain the lad as a centre back because he's sort of that. He's that build. We were talking about him a
Yeah,
few episodes back about potentially being overweight. Yes, he probably
yeah,
is, but as a centre back, mate, excellent. He's got the beefcake. You know what I mean?
defo. And
Yes.
I thought that there was just some kind of like communication thing that was so successful between him and the Iceman and
Yep.
Axel, mate. That was just
Yep.
fucking brilliant. I wasn't scared at all. You got
No.
bloody Di Maria, you got Neymar, you got Mbappe coming at
Yep.
you,
Yep.
and I didn't shit myself at all.
No.
I just
Not
had this
once.
quiet confidence and this like sort of cheeky smile on my face watching the match.
Yes.
So moving on to the Iceman, what do you
Yep.
think, mate?
Yep. Another.
Fucking revamped player, mate.
It's another solid game. Again, is he another player that can do this week in, week out? Don't know. Jury's still out as far as I'm concerned with that. However, based on last night, yeah, he did the job. He was again. He didn't get left behind. He was basically pressing on the player because at the end of the day, you've got to. Because if you don't press that player, Mbappe's just going to like meg you and rape the shit out of you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Totally.
So yeah,
Exactly. Talking about the ugly quickly, mate. How ugly are the front three of PSG? You've got bloody Mbappe that looks like Donatello from the Ninja Turtles. You've got bloody Di Maria that looks like Master Splinter. And you've got fucking Neymar that just looks like some kind of misfit bloody
yeah,
knobshite. That's what I'm going to say.
yeah,
So,
crazy, mate.
Axel, oh my God, his last match was against one of our local places,
It,
Colchester.
it was, mate.
And
Yes.
fast forward in 10 months,
Yep.
stick him in front of Mbappe, and he's got
Yep.
him in his pocket.
Mate, the bloke was like something else, especially that challenge that he did in the penalty area. And Mbappe went down
Yeah,
calling for a penalty. And basically, Twanzebe was
exactly.
like, yeah, all right, mate, whatever. And basically just walked off.
I know.
Um, solid defending. Like we had this conversation last night, didn't we? That was like, we've signed a
Yeah,
£90 million world class centre back.
that's the one. So we just need to make sure that they look after him in training, even if he needs to
Yes.
have his own doctor, physio, like sort of
Yeah.
like Rio Ferdinand had his own sort of physio regimes thing. And he was only saved for the
And
important matches, the
veterinarian.
big matches in the latter stage of his careers. And that worked perfectly. And you had Wes Brown to
Yeah.
deputise as well, and that worked
Yep.
nicely. So we've got so many matches this season if we want to compete for all
Yeah.
of the good silverware. So,
Yeah.
Axel is going to be a bloody indispensable sort of player, so
Definitely.
impressed, so strong. His speed as well, mate. And also, he plays for the badge like,
Yep.
fucking nobody. Like mixed sauce as well, you can't doubt his
Yep.
commitment to the badge. But we're talking
Yep.
about Twanzebe, who's captain the club at practically every youth level. So,
Yep.
mate, I just hope that he's going to stay fit. So,
Yeah.
next person next to him, Spider Wan-Bissaka.
Mate, he was literally
How many
like,
tackles did he
who?
achieve?
Oh, I can't remember, but it was something stupid. But do you know who he reminded me of when he was going in for those slide tackles? Do you remember that character out of Street Fighter who had the extendable arms and legs.
Oh yeah, what was his name? Dalsin,
I
was it?
can't.
No, was it
That's it. Yes. Yeah.
Dalsin?
He reminded me of him. You know, like you're going for a slide tackle, and then you'd press the B button, and then his leg would extend another like 3 foot. It was just
Oh no,
crazy, mate. Crazy.
and I'm going to also say respect to the bloke because there was so much shit that came out
Yep.
the day before because, like, basically, I think he'd been cheating on his bird or something, and she'd broken up
Something
with
like that.
him, like, publicly on social media. So,
Yeah.
you know, he kept his head down, literally,
Yeah.
you know, on the floor, just sliding around, and I just couldn't believe how world class he is. So, respect
Yep.
to the lad. And then in midfield, mate, McSauce and Fred. In the
Yep.
summer, when we started our channel, we were talking. I was saying how, like, pre-lockdown, how amazing they
Yep.
became, and I'm just so glad that Ollie has sort of repaid faith, and he's going to let them have a run of games. They're getting momentum, and they're just only growing in confidence.
Definitely. It was like, yeah, you wouldn't have known that they hadn't played together for a while. You know, McTominay, again, like what we were speaking about, like just when we started the channel, you know, his work rate and teamwork is like up there with Roy Keane. You know what I mean? He was going in to like not hurt people, but he wanted to let the opposition know that they
He
had
was
been
snapping
challenged
at the
by him.
ankles.
He was going in hard, and he didn't give a shit, and that was
Yes,
what we needed.
totally. And I was just thinking the balance. There's just perfect balance. One goes in for the aerial duels and is generally
Yeah.
successful, and the other one goes for all the low sort of stuff because, you
Yep.
know, obviously McSauce in a way he's got a height advantage, but also a height disadvantage when he's got to, you know,
Yep.
try and do defensive stuff in a tight space. So
Well,
Fred's there, does that, and he was
well,
so
that's it.
fast as well. His
Yeah.
pace
Well,
is
like
just
you look,
stupidly good.
you look at Fred. Yeah, where is his centre of gravity? Because that lad could literally be lying down near enough and still on his feet. Do you know what I mean? He,
Yeah, it's just crazy.
you know,
He can hit the floor and
yeah,
bounce straight back up.
yeah.
It's
I just
mental.
can't can't work it out with him. You know, he was doing stuff last night that I'm thinking you should be falling over now, but you're still on your feet. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. I agree. And
Yeah.
what about
So
Bruno, mate? I know he missed the penalty, but then he redeemed himself. Wore
yep.
the captain's
The fact,
armband. How do you
you
rate
know,
him, mate?
at the end of at the end of the day, the fact that he missed a penalty at the weekend and then he missed his first penalty last night,
Yeah,
he showed
yeah,
a Cristiano um, attitude by saying, "Yeah, I missed a penalty at the weekend and I've just missed this penalty, but you try and take this ball away from me, I'm going to shove it up your ass. I'm taking this third penalty." And basically, you
yeah.
know, Tony and Rashford were biting at the bit trying to get hold of that ball, but he's like, "Nah, this is me. I'm doing this," and he did it.
He did. He was tenacious at times. You know, he was being creative. He was doing his passing and moving, but
Yep,
I mean, it was quite a weird one because I think he actually put a bit too much pressure on himself at times, and he was a
yeah,
little bit wasteful. And you know,
yep,
there was moments when he could have done a simple sort of 90-degree pass to Tony
yep,
for Tony to just slot it into the bottom right hand corner. But
yep,
I'm not going to take away too much of Bruno's win because I know it's full of dairy products and stuff. But he did a good job, and I was very happy with his sort of contribution to the team. Then going up front, we got Tony.
yep,
Managed to get through players quite
yep.
a lot, but final product wasn't there.
No.
but he had some kind of half shots. But I'm not too worried about him. His European record isn't very good.
No.
But I know that last season he proved his worth. So,
Yep.
Don't know if you've got anything else to add to Tony.
Yeah, not really. Whether or not wasn't on the ball because he didn't play at the weekend and he was a little bit of rust on him, I don't know. As you say, he was
Maybe.
going through players, but just that end product kind of fell short. One thing I just want to quickly add with Bruno, that long shot he did, and basically didn't score, obviously, but that was very unlucky because that ball was dipping, and I think it didn't dip. It dipped too quickly. I think it didn't dip when he wanted it. It either dipped too quickly or it didn't dip quick enough, and the goalkeeper managed to
dip.
dip, 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 dip. Yeah, yeah. So that was a good shot, but it was just
it was a bit of a
unfortunate.
dipstick. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed, mate.
Yeah.
Sherbet dip. So we've got the last one up front. We got Marcus Rashford to the rescue, mate. This guy loves scoring goals in Paris.
Does.
And that was just magic.
Yes, the doctor is at it again.
Oh, I thought the shot was, yes, Dr. Rashford, mate.
Yep.
MBE.
Yep.
He will become a sir. He's fighting the fucking government, so respect to him. You know, he's I don't know what, I'm speechless, mate. Fucking brilliant. Now, I'm just going to go and say this, right?
Yep.
Next Saturday when we play Chelsea, we've got to think, are we going to try and keep the squad as similar as possible to the PSG match, or are we going to revamp it? Now, personally, I'm going to try and keep the whole of the back line the same.
Yep.
All right. Fred and McSauce as well, and Bruno.
Yep.
We've got a problem with Marshall because he's got his suspension.
Yep.
So,
I think with that, I think you will see the introduction of Cavani. Because I think you might very well see the introduction, even though I read in the press today, Ollie answered a question about why he didn't play last night, and he goes, he hasn't ticked all the boxes in training yet. Fair play. He hasn't done what he was expected to do.
Exactly.
But he has been out for...
Yeah.
He hasn't played a game since whenever it was, before lockdown, I don't think, whatever.
March, I think it was.
Yeah. So you might very well see the introduction of him. I don't know. It'd be quite interesting to see Rashford and Cavani link up, how they're going to link up. I don't know.
Because I think Greenwood's still got a knock, so
yes,
I think, and obviously there's Igalo. Now, I wouldn't mind him playing.
Yep.
And I think Dan James is a good player when you're playing teams on the break, and you know that Chelsea have got a really, really leaky defence.
Yes.
But I don't know about that, and I think maybe Magic Matter, mate.
Yeah.
Up front.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I think up front, doing some triangle passes with Bruno, his best mate.
Yep.
And I think that'd happen because I think Maguire's still got his dodgy hamstring. Don't know about Shaw as well, because Shaw was on the floor as well, and you know that he's quite injury prone.
Yeah. Well, I think
I'd love Hendo to play, but I mean,
I think
De Gea seems to have got his mojo back.
Yeah, I think, talking of like the defense, I think Shaw might have picked up a knock, but I think he'd be playing. They're getting through that game at least. Then again, going further forward up the pitch, you might find that Ollie might introduce Palestri at some point on Saturday, just as another unknown, because nobody knows what he's going to be like.
Possibly.
But
I mean, hopefully Greenwood will be back, because he would just be the perfect missing piece.
Yeah.
Slot straight in up front with Marcus and do some step overs. I'd love to see that. But I think if he's still injured, if Cavani isn't match fit, I'm going to go with Magic Matter, and I'd keep the rest as it is.
Yep.
And then we've got Leipzig to worry about after that. But let's just focus on Chelsea against Chelski and see what happens, matey. So we'll hit the 35-minute mark.
Yes.
And I'm going to get this uploaded ASAP.
Definitely. One thing I just want to quickly add. I forgot to say it. It was it was under the
Ford Capri.
I don't want to bring it on a downer, but I forgot to add it in the bad. What the hell was with all the bloody offsides last night, or the lack of flags? Do you know what I mean? It was a case of like there would be an offside,
mate. The late flags.
It was just, mate, it was crazy. It was like, what's the point of having a line?
I actually thought that because of the lack of the flags, lack of the flags was going to get players injured, because they were going to go in for stupid tackles. Even De Gea at one point, I thought, fucking hell, he's going to just snap himself in half.
Yeah.
Fair point. Very, very good point there, mate.
But overall,
maybe they need to sort of strike a happy medium. Mate, brilliant performance. That was just absolutely epic. So the zebra enjoyed the grass in the park. Excellent.
Definitely.
There we go. So, mate, what are your closing words?
It's over and out from me.
What would you say? There was a bit of a lapse there. Over and out. Speak to you later, you chronic masturbators. See some more grass with the zebras.